Tensions rising in South Dakota, where Governor Kristi Noem has threatened to sue the Cheyenne River and Oglala Sioux tribe over coronavirus traffic checkpoints set up by the tribes. Well, the governor is saying the checkpoints are unlawful and are interfering with traffic, but the tribes say that the best tool that they have, they're the best tool they have to protect their communities from this virus. Joining me now is the president of the Oglala Sioux tribe, Julian Bear Runner. President Bear Runner, I appreciate you joining us. This is an important story, and we want to get your perspective on the air for this. You say that the checkpoints are necessary because Governor Noem isn't doing enough to protect tribal health and safety. What does she need to do?
I really feel that the governor needs to really have a serious consultation with the tribe and not try to dictate to us as tribal leaders what is in the best interest of our people, but rather listen and support the tribes, because we live here, we know our people, I've been born and raised here, and we involve our spirituality within our actions, and that's what helps lead and guide us. And that has got us through history to today. And so we incorporate a lot of our traditions with the decisions that we make as tribal leaders. So, my advice to her is to really, sit down and just take the lead from the tribes, listen to us and support us.
How are you conducting these checks? Because Governor Noem says that you're keeping essential workers from moving freely. Is that true?
No, sir, that is not true. We have a system, a process that is set up that anybody that is providing services or business here on the reservation, there's a permit process so that they can freely move through those checkpoints. And that comes through from the secretary of the Oglala Sioux tribe. She processes those applications, and then I sign off on the final approval. And we ensure that the leadership or their departments or their functions their leadership of their functions are the ones that reach out to the tribe to send us a list of the times that we can be expecting them, whether it be 8 to 4:30 or 24 hours a day, so that they don't run into those stopping mechanisms where they have to answer the questions. The healthcare questions.
You and leaders of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe say medical resources are very limited. An outbreak would be devastating. The closest ICU hours away. Is standing your ground a matter of life or death?
Indeed, sir. It definitely is a life or death situation for us. Right now here on the reservation, we currently have 4 ventilators that is being provided through the form of the Indian Health Service, which is a treaty obligation of the United States to provide us that health care. I reside amongst 30 plus tribal members that reside here, 30,000 tribal members that live here on the reservation. We have 45,000 enrolled members, and we have a service to each and every one of those individuals. But, how is 4 ventilators, going to really, assist us if this pandemic or this virus hits the reservation and, a great majority of my membership suffer. And right now, we currently have positive cases here on the reservation, and they're not requiring those intensive medical procedures at this moment. But, if you look at our one of our southern relatives, the Navajo Nation, Indian Health Service, the United States government has a treaty obligation to them as well. And, it's very fearing for me as a tribal leader, because I have an obligation to look out for the health and welfare of every enrolled tribal member.
This conflict comes at a time when the governor refused to issue an official stay-at-home order, and South Dakota's new COVID cases are on the rise. There are now more than 3,700 cases in the state. Do you worry about this virus, that it could get out of control?
Definitely. All of our tribal programs, all of our treaty obligations that the United States government has to the First Nations people or, the indigenous people, is always underfunded. Our roads, our infrastructure, my ambulance program is underfunded. We're short-staffed. Every opportunity the government has, they give us less than what they are required to give us.
Yeah. President Bear Runner, your tribe on Monday issued a 3-day lockdown on the Pine Ridge Reservation, saying that at least 2 people there have recently tested positive for COVID-19. Do you have the tests and manpower to contact trace, to prevent an outbreak that you need?
We need more, we need more funding to purchase those tests. But right now, Indian Health Service is currently depleting what they have in order to begin these trace, these contact trace tests. And with these 2 individuals that tested positive, it's very unfortunate that, they went through our jails. We don't know. We don't know where they've been. We don't know, and with our jail systems, with the close contact, with the underfunding and the shortage of housing here on the reservation, there's some homes where 9 families live in one home. So we don't even have, we're trying to quickly establish quarantine sites for these individuals. And it's causing us to quarantine, one home, and our homes are in cluster housings. So, I fear as a tribal leader that if this pandemic gets out of control and we don't get a grasp on this immediately, that, we may have to quarantine a whole entire community, which could be hundreds of people. When if we had the resources, we could really narrow this down, per individual.
Well, President Bear Runner, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. And please be safe, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. My people appreciate you in this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much.